So Hotel Transylvania 2 actually broke some September opening records. I bet Adam Sandler's happy about that, especially after Pixels. In this sequel, we see that Mavis and Johnny had a kid together. And they're not sure if he's a vampire or a human or not, but it's leaning towards human. But Dracula wants to spend time with his grandson Dennis, so he and his friends can actually try to get his vampire fangs to pop out. So they send Mavis and Johnny to California to visit Johnny's parents. And there's also a plot thread of not making Mavis too happy in California, so she doesn't want to move there. And there's also sort of a romance one with one of the wolf pups and Dennis, which is really weird because they're like 5. And even though it's advertised in the trailers and commercials that Vlad is a big part of the movie, he really isn't. He really doesn't show up until the last 20 minutes, which is kind of disappointing because he was kind of fun. Though I guess you wouldn't have that big build up to seeing him. Now, I don't know what it is, but I don't like this movie as much as the first one. I mean, it did have a lot of good gags in it. And both of them have excellent animation due to them being directed by Genndy Tartakovsky. Or Tartakovsky, not Tartakovsky. But the movie also has really weird pop song placements. And there are some jokes that didn't really hit with me, but it did hit with the audience. Which I think is a big part of why I don't like this one as much as the first one, because the first one I didn't see in theaters. But I saw this with an audience, and an audience can either make or break a movie sometimes. And there was this guy behind me that kept complaining about how the previews were too loud. Which according to Jim, most theaters actually play the previews louder than the actual movie, which I didn't know that. I guess I never really noticed, and it never really bothered me. But this guy actually started repeating things in the movie, and even the people he came to the theater with started shushing him. This guy had to be at least 30, and he was acting like a child. I mean, there were kids there, and the kids were better behaved. But that's just an audience thing. I can't really blame the movie for that. I'd say go to see the movie just because Genndy really needs the support. So it shows that he can actually make movies for Sony. And maybe they'll actually let him do Popeye and the other original movie he was going to do. Anyway, those are my thoughts. If you saw the movie, tell me what you thought in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I'd like to give thanks to my patrons this month. Thank you so much for supporting me. It really helps out a lot. And if you'd like to support me, click the annotation for the Patreon link. And if you want more movie reviews, click the playlist. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching.